speaking of parents and opposite sex parents and red flags, I should say. Speaking of red flags. So I remember you saying one time that you had a female friend who was a best friend, right?
Yeah.
And I've had male friends all my life. So if you were dating someone and they told you you had to get rid of these friends of the opposite sex, do you consider that controlling, and would you do it?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm not. I so there's three women who I really consider like friends. No, more than that. Four or five. I got a lot of female friends.
Hmm.
That's the right way to say it. It's still an adjective.
It's still agitated. Yeah.
So I got a lot of female friends. And for the most part, I have never done anything with them. And even those who I may have crossed the line with, we are nowhere like that anymore. It's just pure friendship. So I would be honest about the interaction, but I'm not cutting anybody off. I'm not doing
Hmm.
I'm not doing that. Um, and I wouldn't want her to cut off her male friends because if it's a situation where now if it looked fishy, funny, if I had a suspicion about their interactions and the energy that they have or whatever, or if that person was disrespectful or even
Hmm.
blurred the line of being disrespectful, then yeah, I'm not going to ask her to cut them off. I'm just going to cut her off
Yeah.
because I don't want to be a part of that. But like me and my friends who are women, my female friends, I mean, we got it kind of down pat. Like when I'm not in a relationship, the way we interact is different in terms of like, hey, you just want to hang out or whatever, do this. And when they aren't in a relationship, but when they're in a relationship, I fall back as much.
Mm.
We're not going to go to dinner and just hang out as friends because you got a man now, right? Um, I'm not going to text you at a meme or something at 11 o'clock at night or at midnight if you're in a relationship because I don't want your man to like, well, what the fuck he texting you at 11 at midnight because I wouldn't want anybody doing that to me.
Hmm.
So we kind of have it down, how the rules of engagement of our friendship changes when we're in relationships and when we're not. So I haven't really had any problems other than, my big relationship, my marriage, she really didn't like one of my best friends. And it was more so about how her friends influenced her, like, girl, you okay with that? And me and this girl had never done anything. We had like
Hmm.
purely friends who grew up together in college, right? Um, and it really put me in a bind because, she wanted to be extra mean to this person, and I wasn't having that,
Yeah.
but it put me in a situation where I had to kind of distance myself from her, which I really hate because I didn't want to expose her to the craziness.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Um, my initial thought is yes, it's controlling.
Oh, sure, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Insecure, all that. Yeah.
say that again.
Insecure, all of
Oh,
that. Yeah.
I was just about to point out that. So I was in a relationship years ago, and the person questioned me having male friends. Again, I've had male friends my whole life. I was a semi-tomboy when I was little, so I always hung around the boys. It's not an issue for me, but um, I was in a relationship. He had an issue with my friends. I cut my friends off
Mm.
because you're told the relationship comes first, and this is somebody I'm thinking is going to be there for the future. So cut my friends off. But I found out later it had nothing to do with my male friends. He was insecure, and so me cutting off my male friends didn't do anything to ease his insecurities. They continued. So yeah. So now my thing is it depends on why you want me to cut off my friends. I'm a firm believer that men can see things in men that women may not see, and women can see things in women that men may not be able to detect. Because the amount of times I've heard men say, well, a woman will be flirting with them and they say, I never even realized it.
Yeah.
But another woman could look at it from the outside in and be like, oh yeah, she was clearly flirting with you.
Hmm.
I do believe that. So if the person I'm dating or married to or whatever tells me, hey, I don't like this friend. This is why I think this person likes you more than they should. I see something inappropriate. I'm definitely going to lean more towards the person I'm in a relationship with. But if it's what I went through in the past, you might have to go. If we married, that's different. But if it's just a relationship, I may have to cut the relationship off because I don't know. I can't deal with insecurity again because I've been through that.
Yeah. And I definitely have been the insecure guy, but I never asked for the male friend to be cut off. Now,
Hmm.
there's been situations where the male friend was an ex who turned into a friend, and I was leery of that. And when you are insecure, on top of having to be mature about a hey, this was a thing, now it is no longer. That was hard for me to get over. But at this age, I'm just gonna ask a question. Do y'all still have a thing? Are y'all still being romantic? And
Hmm.
hopefully you're going to be honest and I can trust your word on that. And then you can kind of gauge, like you said, I think you made a great point. We see things that y'all don't, and vice versa. Like
Hmm.
I was with my cousin who's like my sister, and she's part of this organization. It's a co-ed organization. And I was chilling with her and I was talking to her and her friend. And this guy that's a part of the organization, and he was playing, but he came and he threw something at her foot. And I looked at him, and then she was like, he's just a goofball. Don't I said, nah, but he don't know who I was. He didn't know who I was to you. He didn't
Hmm.
know that I'm your cousin, right? Because what if I was your man and you
Hmm.
come up doing something flirtatious like that to my woman in front of me? I must think you must think I'm a hoe.
Hmm.
So even though I am your cousin, in my mind, you looking at me like I'm a hoe, because that's like borderline disrespectful. Why the fuck you playing? Again, it's my cousin, but why the
Hmm.
fuck you playing around and goofing off with my girl right in fucking in front of me? And
Yeah.
when I brought that to my cousin's attention, her homegirl was like, he's right. And
Yeah.
then when I left, my cousin was like, dude came up to me afterward and asked, were you my man? I said, no, that's my cousin. I said, and that drove home the point that I was making. He thought I was fucking soft and he was trying to test me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we
I
do
get
see,
that.
and my cousin didn't even see it. She didn't even see it that way. She was just like, boy, stop playing, whatever. And I was like, nah. But and my cousin didn't get it because she thought that I was mad because he threw something at her. I could tell that he was playing, but
Hmm.
he was still trying to push the limit. Fuck that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get that. On the flip side of that, I remember years and years ago, I was out with a male friend. We were at dinner or something, and our waitress was gorgeous. And he was trying to flirt, but she didn't know the relationship. So she kept it professional. And I was like, I love that. So later on in the evening when she came back to the table, I said, my brother would like your number. I think y'all look good together to me, to let her know it's nothing here. He's free to, but I like the fact
Probably
that
thought that was on some freaky shit. Like y'all was like,
no,